What's up guys, it's Mark Yoon and today I'm bringing another hopefully exciting video. So what I got for you today is something that was actually requested, not really requested of me, it was a comment that was left on one of my videos and I thought like I can actually expand upon this and make it into an entire video. So the comment goes as such, and this is actually from Lunar Nightcore, and they say, I think they should add a manifested transformation like Groh and Kilik to your created character. I actually think this is actually a really insanely good idea. So this can actually have a couple gameplay options that come alongside of it as well. And they are definitely right. There are some characters that during their soul charge, and some characters like Groh or Kilik or Taki can actually attain this transformed state. And it gives them a wider array of combo, as well as like a bunch of different stat boosts and stuff like that. Sometimes nerfs, but most of the time boosts. So because our created character is part of derives their power from the astral chaos, like as the canon of Libra of Soul states and story mode, it could totally work for this game, for Soul Calibur 7. And I think that not only would it help, it would probably like enhance the gameplay somewhat. So imagine we're going in to create our conduit, and you have two options, your first option and your second option. They give you your first option where it's just you create your character, and then they give you your second option in which it has your soul charge state or your transformation, your manifested transformation. So when you have this state, you can actually like create the state how it looks when you actually transform into it, and you can do it mid-fight when you're doing the soul charge and whatnot, and as part of story mode to help out. But what if this actually extends beyond that? What if this goes to all of your created characters? Like if you have the option for manifested transformation, or because you can be manifested or in a transformed state from Soul Calibur or Soul Edge, so it doesn't really matter which way you go. You can still do the evil or good or whatever, or neutral. But they should have a class system that accompanies this. So when you're in your second creation part, right, we're actually creating your soul transformed state, your manifested state. I think for the transformed state, they should have a class option, and that class option should have a list of different, like sentry, soldier, things of that nature. And once you have these, they have a list of stat boosts and stat debuffs. And I think you should be able to choose from one of those classes so that when you're in your transformed state, that activates, and those are the boosts and nerfs that you actually get for that transformation specifically. I think this will add a really huge variety to the gameplay, and it will prolong things like second and third playthroughs of whatever secondary story mode they have. Plus it'll make versus matches a lot more fun. Obviously this should be turned off for ranked mode. Ranked mode should always be neutral and should always be as balanced as possible. But every other mode should have like this be able to be incorporated in it. And this would actually really tend well not only to the story, because we derive our power from the astral chaos, but it actually will, catapult the character's importance in the story even more so than it already is. So if we get these characters showing up with these transformed states, similar to how we do with the characters that are already there, just being able to choose the stat boosts I think would be able to help enough. Like I'm not saying you choose individually, like attack goes up, the defense goes up. I'm just saying that there's a class with a bunch of presets that have some positives and some drawbacks, and that's what you're able to choose. I think that would actually work out really, really well, and it would be super fun as well. And the characters look a lot cooler sometimes, like when you have their transformed soul charge state, like Taki, for example. Her costume or the way she looks or is presented is leaps and bounds above like the base version. Same with Groh. Pretty much everyone turns into like a Super Saiyan, for lack of a better term, but I think that this could really, really, really lend well to some interesting gameplay and just be fun too. Like being able to create your own character and then create their transformed state and being able to execute said transformed state, I think would be a really, really good idea. Maybe some people don't agree with this, because I know some people think it's like already too many systems within themselves built upon already, and they should cut back and go back to basics. I'm not one of those people. I want to be the game as fun as possible. If you want to play Street Fighter, by all means go play Street Fighter, as do I, but for Soul Calibur, I like it for many different reasons, and it's not always like the actual fighting engine, it's more the narration, the character creation, the single player content, things of that nature. I do play with people a lot, but I think it does need some variety, besides getting rid of Reversal Edge or having it cost a whole bar of meter, but this could lend really, really, really well. And I want to thank Lunar Night Core for this comment, because it's totally skipped my mind. Like, how would you not be able to just go, and we talk about expanding character creation, right? We talk about having like, you know, things that like are not symmetrical. We talk about adding things and being able to adjust things like their accessories, adding tattoo slots and color slots and things like that, sticker slots. This would be a really cool way to help expand upon that. Like, imagine you're creating anybody. Let's like say you go into character creation and you want to create like, I don't know, let's say Symbiote Spider-Man. And then you create Symbiote Spider-Man, but for his soul charge, you're able to create a hulked out version that's kind of like Venom, how the symbiote would react when it's like in an enraged state. To be able to transform like that mid-battle would be so visually pleasing and aesthetically pleasing and hype up the gameplay. Like, maybe you can choose with your manifested transformation a OST change. So, kind of like if you're playing like Tekken Bowling, like when you get like a chicken, or you go into a turkey, the music gets more hype and like it starts to like actually invigorate you to get more excited. If they did that during this, like your OST of choice changes when you're with your transformation, oh my goodness, they would just change up the gameplay to such a degree, and I'm smiling the whole time because I think this is a really good idea. Not to mention the fact it would just look cool. So I don't know, guys, I want to hear your thoughts on this. Do you think it would be cool to be able to have like maybe a halfway point to Soul Calibur 3's character creation weapon styles, where we have like a character class that's only unlocked through soul charge in our transformations, and be able to actually adjust our transform state as a secondary tab for our created characters? Any all thoughts are always welcome in the comment section down below. Let me know in the comment section, obviously, or on Discord, which link is in the description. And as I always say, guys, I love it. Thank you.
And thank you.